Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Ian from Vetrepreneur. We are joined live this week by Claude Burns. He is the CEO of Office Libations. Claude, what is up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, it's another week, and apparently I can't get people's names right. Aaron, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, man? How y'all doing?
All right, so what we're going to talk about is Claude has had some opportunities with his business, Office Libations, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what he's working on and some problems that he wants to solve, and then Aaron's going to solve them. So let's get into it. Claude, what do you got going on?
Yeah, so just to give everyone a little background, Office Libations is a full-service alcohol solution for office managers. We're based in the San Francisco Bay Area, so we primarily work with tech companies ranging from 50 up to 1,000 employees. Now, what we'd really like help on is sort of how do we acquire our next, right now we have about 30 customers, so we were trying to figure out how do we acquire that next 70 to sort of get to about 100 customers within the Bay Area in sort of a low cost, easy and kind of scalable way. And we're excited to hear what you guys have in store for us.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. And when we were talking about everything beforehand, Claude's actually this is his second company. He also started noblebrewer.com. So he has a little bit of entrepreneurial experience under his belt and is looking to scale his second company here. So it's a unique challenge, and he has a lot of competing priorities, which is why we kind of wanted to streamline and focus what we were talking about today. So Aaron, go ahead and start, my man.
Cool. Yeah, I love it. This is like one of those just like really, really great services. For like for anyone out there that doesn't know what an office manager does in today's world, it's at least in San Francisco, it's a lot more than just a secretary. It's completely different. They're like managing like maintenance and like food being delivered and snacks and making sure the internet's working. And there's just like the office manager job at a tech company in the Bay Area is intense because they're usually like they're growing, they're changing all the time, and everyone in the office has crazy things that they like and don't like. So it's just like a million different things happening for those people. So something like Office Libations can just like solve one of those problems of like, okay, people here want to have alcohol. Like that's, for any of you out there in different cities where, your office doesn't even supply snacks. The modern office has a lot more than just snacks. So like what's happening, for companies in San Francisco is like these office managers are going out and, they might roll over to Costco themselves and just like walk through Costco and pick out things to bring back to the office and stock the fridge. They might go on to Instacart or something online and, go and pick out what they need and get it delivered, and then they're going and managing like, how much is in this fridge right now? What do I need to get, more of? And that's just for alcohol, so it's a lot of work spent to just like make the office happy. So something like Office Libations that can take care of all of that, huge problem solver. Because, the office managers, their key performance indicator is really, are the lights on and is everyone super happy? And it's hard to keep everyone happy if like they're running, in a million different directions. So definitely like a really solid service for the modern office, especially, in San Francisco and the Bay Area, Silicon Valley, where it's crucial. It's sad to say it's crucial to have alcohol in the office to make employees happy. But cool. So, some of the things that Claude talked about, even in what their business does, is they're supplying things to these office managers. They're also doing events. There's a very broad range of customers. So from your side, Claude, what is the ideal customer? I always like to start with what's that perfect customer persona that's the most profitable in terms of you make the most revenue and they require the least work to make them a stoked customer.
Yeah, so for us, it kind of fits that definition as the office that's between about 100 and 300 people. They've already had an office manager for a while. Sometimes they're getting to the point where they're having 2 or 3. They're growing their headcount and their turnovers, so the office manager is pulled in a lot of different directions. And we actually manage everything for them. from deciding what they're going to order to stocking their fridges or kegerators or their bar. Basically making sure that they don't have to do anything when it comes to making sure that as sort of all the local. Is there a particular PO likes that we need to make sure that they always stock? Those type of things that we can handle for them. And once we know sort of what their basic needs are and sort of how much alcohol they go through, it actually is relatively easy for us to manage and make sure that they have everything that they need.
Solid. Yeah, and that's like the perfect customer, for most people. It's like very low touch and like high value, where you get to manage that stuff, which is great. And I would think most customers would want to get to that stage too of like, can you just do it for me? And especially in a place like the Bay Area, Silicon Valley, we like the idea of like one click and my problems are solved. So it's definitely aligned with that. So cool. So with that in mind, like we've got there's basically like a 100 to 300 person company. They've got a little bit of money. They've got a few office managers, and they want like a one-touch solution that takes care of that for them. So cool. So with that ideal customer, like we always talk about with small businesses, you get one ideal customer, and all of your marketing, all of your messaging needs to be focused on that ideal customer. You can still behind the scenes service other customers, but your marketing needs to be focused on, a single customer type. So like thinking of that in terms of like an example, if you like when you watch like an Old Navy commercial, it's looking at, like young, fun, like college age, people that don't have a lot of budget to buy like clothes that look just okay, right? There's still like some 60-year-old married guy that goes and finds his clothes there, but there's no marketing for that guy, right? All the marketing is focused on their primary customer. And that's the same thing that you have to do as like a small business. So for you guys, the idea would be to look at that customer and go, okay, what are their unique problems? Not the like 20-person office, 1-person office, but like that 100 to 300 person high turnover office, that maybe has 2 to 3 office managers that are running in all kinds of different directions. What are their like unique problems, just in general, and then narrow that down even to like, what are their unique problems with like keeping their employees happy, that can be solved with this, you're on, sit down, brainstorm with your team and like whiteboard that out, write that out. So your customer super intimately. And you can even go and like, I would say with your, like the companies you already have, go hang out and like bring some product in. Like, hey, can we have a few beers and like, let's talk about your problems, because what you want to be able to do, like have them know that you understand them. And then you're able to take the problems that they tell you and turn that into solutions, in not just for them, obviously, but to keep them happy, but in your marketing, so that new customers that run across your company, they say, oh, they understand my problem. Oh, and they have a solution that's really easy. Cool, I want to talk to them. Like what I would focus on for you guys is, after you know those problems, is really telling that story of like, like telling that story digitally of, are you spending, like, how many hours per week are you spending on Instacart, clicking around, wondering, like figuring out what alcohol you're buying for the week? Like, do you know your CEO's favorite alcohol and where to get it and when to get it? Like stuff like that. So you're able to like really craft that story. And then what I would do is, we're going to look at your site here in a second, is really gear your entire web presence towards that customer. So I'm going to start the screen share here as soon as this page reloads, and we'll start talking about some of the ways to even like action on that on the site. There we go. You guys able to see my screen?
Yep.
Sweet. Cool. So yeah, first thing, just in general, like value portion of your site right now is all of this social validation. It's like in the Bay Area, everyone knows Apple, GoDaddy, NerdWallet, Galvanize, Tilt, Gusto, LinkedIn. Like these are like companies that everyone knows about, and it's hard to get in the door with, So the social validation that comes with like, these are the companies we work with is huge. And I would even put, above it, because like it's helpful to think about like whoever's visiting your site is like, you want to make it like kindergarten style, where they're not going, oh, why is the LinkedIn logo on this? But instead, like even words above it that say like our customers include, or we're making like these office managers' lives easier, something like that. Just like that really hard hitting copy that someone can read it and go like, I'm an office manager who wants an easier life. Oh, and I've heard of these companies. I want to be like those companies. I'll probably read more now. So I'd add some words to that, just describing like, how you're involved with these companies, where it's we're making these companies happier every day, something like that. The other piece with that is I'd keep it put that above the fold, because so if you come to the site right now, just looking right here, I don't know what you guys do, right? So like I would even have like as a headline to that call to action, something along the lines of make your office manager life easier, in a couple clicks per week or something like that. You want to have like that hard hitting headline that talks directly to that ideal customer as soon as they see the page. So that 100 to 200 person office manager, when they come to this page, they go, oh, you're definitely talking to me because you said, office manager, and you said something about the size of company that I'm at. I'd even use tech companies in San Francisco, so that it's super targeted above the fold.
Yeah, like something like if we make office managers' we make office managers' lives easier in 4 clicks. That's crystal clear, and then below it says get started for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you can even like be really fun with it and be like, does your office have a drinking problem? Does it want to? Something like that, where it's just like it catches people, and then they want to learn more, right? Because the whole intent of everything above the fold is to get people to either click to the next page or scroll to the next portion. So it's like a trail of crumbs, because like no one's going to buy anything from just this page or just this like above the fold. You need to get them to go to the next step in your sales funnel of like learning more. So like you could test a headline like that up here, and then they're going to go, that's kind of funny and interesting. Let's scroll down and learn more.
Wait, really quick, can you split test? Can you split test like your home screen?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Our problem is mainly we don't have that much traffic, so it'd take a while to sort of.
And we'll talk about that too later, of like getting additional traffic. So like the way I think about it is, if your funnel isn't ready for more traffic, people will just spill off the side. So like right now, if you got a bunch of traffic, like with just this, like most people would, like I bet your bounce rate is really high. Most people get here and go, okay, I'm going to go somewhere else. So it's helpful to have like that catchy headline that gets them to scroll more, and really optimize the sales funnel on your site, and then start throwing traffic at it. Because if not, then you'll be doing like, paid acquisition for traffic, and it's not going to convert because the site itself doesn't like have a sales funnel that that's made for converting. So what I would do just like to start, pretty easy actionable stuff. And I think it'd be like, especially in San Francisco, because like one, it's a very fun culture. In tech, the office manager's job is to be fun and have fun. Like they're the person in the office that's always smiling. So like they're already having fun. So I would test out like that kind of headline that's like, does your office have a drinking problem? Like let's solve it. Or like, does it want one? like learn how we can help or something like that. Above the fold here, that really like reels them in and goes, this sounds fun, because drinking is supposed to be fun, right? So like this sounds fun, and then still above the fold, like have this like this validation, this social validation with these other brands here, and say like you know, here's our other clients that are drinking, like join the club, like join our drinking club, basically, you know, something like that, of offices, you know, and have that all above the fold up here. So like just on this page, have that catchy headline and that social validation up here, so that they're like, okay, I've heard of those companies. I want to be like an office manager like them. I want to join the club. This sounds fun. Let's learn more, you know, and then they're like scrolling down. The next piece that I would improve on here is I would hide the like plan event and specialty packages parts and focus all on the fill your fridge service, because that's your ideal customer, right? You can still have pages for this that you're sharing with clients that you meet or other people that you meet, you know, so that they have a really easy sign up process for the other sub or different services that you're providing. But you want your like cold traffic to be coming and seeing like what you're really great at is solving the fill your fridge problem. And the other reason for that is that you're able to really dive deep into the problems associated with filling your fridge, right? There's a whole set of problems associated with planning an event, and like these specialty packages, you know, there's a whole another set of problems for people that want special things. But like what you want to be able to do is like focus all of your content, because you only have limited, you know, like you guys have limited capacity on your 3-person team to, you know, create content. You know, focus all of your content creation and optimization on this fill your fridge client, because that's the client that you want. You know, so I would take these off the main page, you know, still have them available for people to click through to, or for you to send out to people that are interested in that, but focus all of your main page on the fill your fridge service. And I would even make this like a long form single page, so people aren't clicking around to other pages, but are going like, oh, I'm interested in this up here. There's the social validation above the fold. I'm going to scroll down, and you know that the next call to action or the next section is basically like let us fill your fridge every week, you know. And then then I go into like problems and solutions. We're going like don't worry about like counting bottles, seeing how much is left in your whiskey bottle, anything like that. We'll do everything. When it gets low, we'll take care of it. Like, you just tell us like what you drink, and after that it's done. You know, so you're saying like, you know, don't go do like you do this, you don't have to do that. You do this, you don't have to do that. That kind of thing, where you're essentially showing them like how their life looks right now and what their life can look like in the future. And I'd even, you know, you could even have that as like on the page where it's like your life now and your problems, your life in the future on the right. And I'd have this being like kind of a redder tint, and this being like a greener tint, where it's like so low touch that they read this and they're like, you're right, these are my problems, specific to filling the fridge at 100 to 200 person office. And like over here is just like, I do want my life to look like that when it comes to alcohol, you know. And even one of those pieces being like, so you can focus on making sure that the internet keeps working, you know, not like making sure that you're like your CEO's favorite whiskey is full, stuff like that, you know. And then the next part on that page is I would even have the learn more, or like let's talk about your custom solution. And that's where I'd have that click over to your Google form here, where they fill that out and can like start moving through that process. And that's the way that, you know, like going back to that page, your landing page is the most important page on your site. And the intent of it is to just like draw people through learning about your company and wanting to learn more. So like that's the way that I lay that out. So actionably, create that good headline above the fold, put that social proof from down here above the fold with words saying, you know, our other customers include, you know, like, you know, these offices are drinking, our office libations, like whatever that is, but keep it above the fold. The next part, cut out these other products and focus all on the fill your fridge service. And show, like, on the left, your problems now, your like easy life in the future, that kind of piece, and then have the call to action being like, let's talk about a solution, and then they can click over. So that's the way that I would simplify that landing page, so that when you do get cold traffic, people are moving through that funnel really quick and going, I'm your ideal customer, and I want to learn about your service because it seems really easy.
Yeah, and I would add, Claude, before you have a chance here. So the other thing that we had talked about before is testimonials, and having the 3 testimonials kind of in a row of, he saved me office libations saved me so much time so I can get back to my to the rest of my job. He made they made my life way easier, and this was the fastest way to get to fill our fridge, or whatever those 3 testimonials are that prove the kind of 3 points, the 3 main pain points that you solve. And then the other thing is, like, I think putting somewhere on the page something about like ease of use and customer satisfaction, because you said that you've had like off the charts customer satisfaction. Like 97% of our customers, refer us to a friend, or whatever that metric is, that shows that customer satisfaction, and you have testimonials, and it's all about like catering to the office manager as the person who's absorbing that content. So I think that's to put a bow on a bunch of the stuff that Aaron was saying, and then we can kind of get into the actual execution of, getting where we want to go, which is traffic to this page.
Yeah.
Any questions right now, by the way?
No, I like the feedback. Some of those things are things that we've identified as things we need to change. So glad to see you guys thought the same.
Yeah. It's good to get like social validation on that. Like, the hardest thing as a business owner, I feel like most of the time, is getting out of your own head, right? And so, like, if you even have like one other person, that you trust their opinion, on what you're doing, if you present like, we're thinking maybe we should do this, and they go, yeah, that's a great idea, and you're like, oh, now I can start working on it instead of thinking about it, because it's really hard to convince yourself sometimes of which thing to do when there's 50 options of things to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
As small business owners, like, paradox, is that it's lonely to be a business owner and make decisions, and it's hard. So you got to have like feedback from other people that you can like act on.
And then also putting a call to action at the bottom of the page, even if it's just that same button or whatever it is, just having that, or a direct link to the Fill Your Fridge Google form, but having a call to action, consistently same call to action throughout the page. Important. Okay, so Aaron, how do we let's execute? How do we get into this?
Yeah. So a lot of that's on the steps of like creating the best sales funnel. So if people are coming to your site, they're immediately like seeing the validation and they want to get in touch with you, as opposed to coming and being like, is this for me? So that's that side. And then there's the like, how do you get people to come to the site side, right? And so like there's a lot of different strategies for that. But like, here's my recommendation on that. I would create a pretty simple piece of like evergreen content that's focused on office managers and making their lives easier. So it would be something like 9 services every office manager should be using in San Francisco. Super targeted. It's for office managers in San Francisco, and like they're gonna read it and go, or they're gonna see the title and go, I should probably read this. Like, even if I don't use any of these services, I should at least read this. So I'd find, and maybe you already know about like these 9 services, or even like 5 services. Choose your number, and like either write it yourself or use, a company like Writer's Access, which you pay by the words, like 5 or 6 cents a word, to have someone else write that article for you that's saying like why office managers should use those services, and spelling them out as like your problem, like their solution, like, so they're seeing like super easy stuff, And obviously you're mixed in with that. Like you're one of those 5 solutions, office libations for alcohol. So it'd be like food, deliveries, alcohol, and like maybe snacks or something like that. I don't know. And so like you're mixed in there, and then you can post that article on a place like Medium, like medium.com, and it'll live there forever. It'll get good, like SEO type of traffic. Medium might even pick it up and, like push it out in their emails and stuff. So it just gives you like long tail evergreen traffic that'll come in like over time. So after that exists, so that's just going to like bring traffic to your site cold, which is helpful. You'll start getting more inbound leads over time as that's shared around more, as more people are reading it. But a great way to kickstart that that piece of people reading it and jumping into your sales funnel even is I would even do like Facebook ads to office managers, and the ad itself is just that post, that blog post, because you can do Facebook ads without a shop now button on them. So like your ad that shows up in the feed, the only way that someone would know that it's not like shared with one of their friends or contacts or pages that they like is the little grayed out sponsored thing right under the title, right? So for something, so for a company like Office Libations, if you are an office manager and you see that in your feed, you might be like, oh, I probably liked them at some point. That's why this is here. And they're going to click through and be like, oh, this is just another blog post, just like everything else I read on Facebook. And those types of campaigns, like when I've run those, if they're like, really targeted, they get like 10 cents a click, 20 cents a click, which is solid for getting people like into that sales funnel. And then you can also retarget those people, which is great, because if they're coming to like your site, like if you're posting like that article on something that you're able to control the flow through a little bit, you can retarget those people, and in the feed have Facebook ads going just to people that came and read that article that's talking about like office libations, and then they come to your actual like website and are in your sales funnel. So that's the way that I do that, is using that content to drive just cold traffic through something like Medium and SEO, and then supercharge that, throw some gas on that fire by doing Facebook ads targeted at office managers. You can target by title, and in San Francisco only. So it'd be super targeted. It'll be a very small section, of like 20,000 or less people. But that also means it's a high quality lead for everyone that's clicking on it. It just drives people through that funnel. And you never know, you might get some shares and everything out of that. But that makes it like really low cost, high value, super targeted, and like relatively small amount of work. The intent here is to like give you like really easy actionable steps that don't take a lot of time, that you could probably have in place by like the end of this week even. If you like threw all of your effort into it and didn't have to go deliver alcohol to people, which you obviously don't have to do.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So like that's what I would do. There would be like that super targeted, very simple action plan. So that you can like essentially optimize your sales funnel on your website as it is, so that people are finding your website just cold. They're moving through that sales funnel really quickly without you having to describe your service to them. So that's one, optimize your sales funnel on your site. The next is create that content for office managers. So if they're Googling like how to be a great office manager, your content will come up. That's more cold traffic that will then, through a couple steps, drive them towards your site potentially. And then the third part is throwing some paid acquisition behind that content, because it's like you'll get better bang for your buck doing paid marketing towards content than just towards your product, based on everything that I've done with testing, especially like paid marketing with Facebook ads. So like with those 3 steps, there's obviously like subtasks under those. Like that's a really actionable, low cost way to start definitely driving more high qualified leads to your company that are going to want to get in touch with you, and then it's just on like you and your sales team to like close those deals, and then figure out like all the logistics and all that. But, as you get more sales, like it's like Mark Cuban says, like sales solves everything, that you can figure out the logistics and stuff on the back end. So those are the three action steps that I would go through to like get yourself filling your funnel with more warm leads. low cost, high value, super simple to get done in a couple days if you're focusing all your effort on it.
And one of the things that I would say for the piece of content too is obviously you want to like split test the messaging, but like 3 titles that you could use would be like, 9 white glove solutions for office managers in San Francisco, then like 9 things that will save you time as an office manager, and then 9 tools to make your life easier as an office manager in San Francisco. And just test which one does the best of those different things, and split test those three ads and those 3 different titles, or of the or have the article be the same, and then also just optimize for social. So use like canva.com and create like a little image which shouldn't take you more than an hour. Create an infographic, and like just spend all your time on that one piece of content, an infographic, like include everybody's logos on there, create that post on Facebook, create that post on LinkedIn, create that post on Medium, tag all the companies that you choose, email it to all of their PR departments, just completely optimize that one piece of content and send it everywhere. And then take that content and like go join, like I was looking at LinkedIn groups, like personal assistant and office manager group. I don't know if you're a member or not, but 115,000 members, right? And then go, join that group and contribute to some of those conversations, but also like post your article in there or in different types of similar groups and events, so that you're just using that one piece of content over and over and over again. And I think that that's what a lot of folks kind of mess up with their content strategy, is they go for volume over like depth. Whereas if you spend a ton of time researching and doing, and finding the right piece of content to write and the right tools and tricks and whatever that's super helpful, then you'll get more virality than just like creating, every single day doing a blog post, which for a lot of folks isn't their core competency.
Exactly. And I'm going to share my screen again really quick here. When you're writing content, this is kind of for everyone. You just want to have one really good piece of content right now. But like when I'm writing content, the headline is huge because that's what draws people in. So you want to test out your headline. You don't need to base that on theory. There's tons of headlines across the internet that have been analyzed. So if you go to coschedule.com/headline-analyzer, you can put in your headline and it'll give you a grade on that headline based on what's clicked on the most on the internet. CoSchedule is a WordPress plugin for scheduling posts, on social media as well as like on your blog. So as an example, this headline, 6 ways to be the best office manager, it's an A+. So like,
yeah, huzzah.
The internet is telling you right now, write this because people will click on it, right? So like that's just like a great way for anyone out there. If you're going to write any content, don't write a bunch of content, write high value content that is going to get shared a lot. And like the headline is incredibly important. I mean, it's the most important part of your content. It's what's going to get people to click on it and share it. And for what you're looking at, 6 ways to be the best office manager, boom, A+. Use that as your headline and find 6 or 5 other companies than yours that are like great for that. And that'll be shareable, easy shareable content. And I guarantee if you're like throwing Facebook ads at an article with that title, you're going to get really low cost per click into that content for you. It's like really easy, actionable step.
That was super good. And that's coschedule.com.
Yeah, coschedule.com/headline. And I think even if you just, I'm trying to see if they have it from their front page, they don't. But yeah, if you just Google even headline optimization or headline optimizer, headline analyzer, CoSchedule is going to come up in the first couple of responses, and they're one of the best ones for finding that great headline analysis. Cool. So lots of great action items there.
And I'll post all that. All right, Claude, what questions, or as I like call you, Clyde? I still can't believe it. What questions do you have?
Clyde works too. I'll answer pretty much anything. I haven't seen CoScheduler. That's a great idea, and I think that the idea of doing like one piece of content and sort of focusing on getting that shared among sort of our target audience and target geography makes a lot of sense in the sense that our market is a lot smaller. It's not every business in the United States. It's really just a certain type of business within the Bay Area. So sort of finding something that targets that specifically, I think will have a really high ROI for us. As far as questions, I really enjoyed listening to all the suggestions, and I don't actually have any right now. Kind of more excited to get to my desk and start working on them, to be honest with you.
Awesome. Appreciate it. We're going to check in with you soon, man. We appreciate it. I'll post everything in the show notes, all the notes that I took. And if there's anything else, we will we'll do an update here in a little bit.
Just before we go,
awesome. Definitely.
I'm just jumping into the like Facebook Ads Manager here really quick, just to see like how many offers in front of for like $5 a day in the Bay Area, because this is always fun. So the crazy things that you can do with Facebook ads, and it's pretty amazing. So let's see, job titles. I'm going to share my screen as I look this up. Boom. You can see me, right? Cool. I chose San Francisco here into this detailed type targeting manager as job titles. There's not a lot of them in general. With it's working slowly. Usually has a little piece over here. Guess not. So based on the title, it looks like there's 662. You can also like jump into these other pieces, and it gives you suggestions for other people. So if I jump into office coordinator, that's another good one. So like, we know that there's like 20,000 or so in the Bay Area. But if you even just use these terms, for $20 a day, you're going to get in front of like 500 to 1,300 of those people. So super targeted audience that is probably going to see your stuff, share your stuff, things like that. And you can find other titles that work for your demographic. I'm sure you know all the different variations of office manager for your.
There are quite a few.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. So like I would plug in all of those. And just see what you can get, because this is a pretty good deal for like $20 a day, or like you just do like, or even like $5. So that's $150 for the month. Your marketing budget, you're gonna get in front of like 240 people per day, super targeted, and that's only $5 a day. So you could do a week, and you'd get in front of the entire like everyone in that demographic, because there's only like 2,200 active in the Bay Area. So. It's a small subsect, but it's also incredibly targeted. So it's like very high value if you actually went that direction. Cool. So lots of things to think about, obviously. But like, remember the 3 steps, and I would put them in this order. Is so first I would like write out all the problems that your ideal office managers have, like work with your team and go like through that really deep dive into like, who is this customer? What are their problems? What do they get excited about? Like what are their goals with their job? All of that, like dive really deep into that. And then from there, go to your website and implement some of those, just like one is messaging changes so that you're focusing your problems on that office manager. And the other is functional changes, where above the fold you have a really catchy headline, and that's social validation from the about the other companies. I would cut out those side services that you have so that the whole page is focused on fill the fridge, as that ideal customer. So focus everything on that along with their problems and their solutions. So that's, step 2 after you've defined all of their problems is, fix your website so that you're focusing on those problems and that customer. Step 3 would be write 6 ways to be the best office manager. It's a great title. Write that, and I would first post it on Medium just because that's easy to get published out there, starting to share around. I would start doing Facebook ads to that article. So like for $150 a month, you can get, you can be in front of those people multiple times with that article. That's going to just really give you like that brand awareness that is going to drop through your funnel. So 4-step process to get more warm leads.
Awesome. Sounds great. Definitely excited to try it out.
Cool. That's all I've got, Ian. What else you got before we close out?
No, that's it. All right. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks, Claude. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Aaron.
Cool.
Yeah. Thanks again for having me.
Yep. Take care, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.